Cheap workshop Cyclone units. Are they any good? Is it worth buying one? Do you want one though? Should we have a look? Right then, so what we're going to do is I'm going to run you through what I've got, show you what I've got. Right then, what we're going to do is I'm going to run you through what I'm using, explain to you why I've chosen certain bits of machinery, explain to you why I'm running things a certain way, and then then we'll have a chat and tell you why I think it's good, what is, what isn't, and what you need to be careful with. All right? So what we need to do before we do anything is we need to get the kit in here, don't we? Right? So 1, 2, 3, go! Hooray, we're back. So let's have a look at the setup then, eh? Very, very professional. I know what you're thinking, right? You're thinking old beat up vacuum cleaner with a crappy drum that doesn't seal correctly. What more could you want, eh? What more could you want? But you know me. It's function over 4, right? So I don't care whether it looks good, whether it looks nice, super sexy, or any of that. I care that it works. And the beauty with this little setup that I've got here, right? This is an old Camvac. The motors have gone. It died. We killed it. Great little unit while we had it, but once it was dead, I wasn't replacing the 2 motors at like however many hundreds of pounds each. So I had the drum left over. I did buy like a big blue food grade oil drum type thing. But then I figured if I fill that thing full of dust, that's going to be heavy and I can't be doing that. Whereas this has little handles and it moves around the shop easy. Perfect. Now I don't care if I drag it around or whatever because until I used it, it was scrap anyway. We have the cheapo Amazon, Temu, AliExpress Cyclone unit, the Dustmaster, whatever it is that you want to call it. This has got like a 2-inch inlet on it, maybe 50mm, maybe 63mm, something like that. I'm running some bog standard Aquarium Aquarium pipe, cheapo off of eBay again. I think I got like, I don't know, 10 meters for 25 quid or something. I don't know how much it is now. So I run that. That goes into the inlet side over here. Obviously any dust that you suck up, squirrels around, gets dropped into the bottom, and then we come into the Dyson. This was 25-30 quid off of eBay, Facebook Marketplace, something like that a few years ago. And obviously it's a Dyson, right? And Dyson are built really well. Whatever your views on Mr. Dyson, is vacuum cleaners are built really, really well. And the beauty with this, right? So say for example this died. I need a new motor for this. New motor is, I don't know, maybe 150, 180 quid. Do you know how much a new motor for this is? £15 off of eBay. 15 quid. And on that, right, the filters are like a tenner, or rip-off filters are like a tenner, motors are like 15 quid. Everything, you can strip it down. I think to replace the motor in this was a bit of a pain, if I'm honest with you, but still, I bought it and it got a bit of a dodgy motor in it, put a new motor in it, and I have now been absolutely abusing it, like running it for hours and hours and hours on end, 4 years now, and I've never had a problem with it whatsoever. But even if I do, I'm not particularly worried about it because 15 quid for a new motor, right? Tell me a dust extractor worth £15 for a new motor. Now you might be asking yourself, does it work? Well, it does. Let me show you. Magic, eh? Like magic. Right, so, got a whole bunch of dust. What we're going to do, flick it on. Might be noisy, I do apologise. The trick with this is that the level of suction that it provides, I think is hampered by the massive amount of hose. I've got a huge hose here, ladies and gents. And the massive amount of hose, I think, hampers the amount that we can pull in. So what I tend to do is try not to suck up too much in one go. Just gently ease your way into it, right? I think that's a good lesson for life. So let's have a look. Seems to work, right? One of the reasons I really like it is this, though. Check it out, eh? I've got me an extender. Now, good, eh? It's good. Right, now look, right, I know we're not hoovering all up. Here we go, see, it's all gone. There we go, perfect. Look. You might have seen a couple shavings running around on the inside, like I said, if you suck too much up. And it's not perfect, okay, but 25 quid, 20 quid, what more could you ask for? Or maybe a motor as well, 15 quid, but what more could you ask for, right? Now, like I said, if we didn't have a massive hose on there, it wouldn't be as bad. The reason that I really like this setup is, obviously, if you've seen in my videos with the CNC, this here makes life so much better because instead of me having to get in and hoover out all the little sections, I can just do this backwards and forwards. My machine's clean, my bed's clean, I can strip the parts off, give it another once over, put another piece of material on and run through. So this is super simple to fit. It comes with 4 bolt holes on the bottom and a seal on there, like a little gasket, foam gasket. All I did was drill 4 holes into the top of my camback tub here and then bolted up from the bottom with some locking nuts. Super simple, super easy. So obviously we use this all over the workshop. The workshop's like 13 metres long, 7 metres wide, so it's a bit of a pain to start dragging it around, hence why we've got a massive hose on there. I have thought about shortening the hose and putting it on a like a little unit with casters and stuff. I've got an old bandsaw unit that I can pop it onto. However, I looked and this model of Dyson is going for around about 120 quid refurbished, which is a lot more than I paid for it originally. And what I think I might do is I might strip this back, clean the thing, make it look beautiful, and then sell it for 120 quid on eBay, because, like, do you know what I mean? You could pick up a shop vac, which is more suited to the job. I think in terms of using one of these for woodworking, using one of these for your machines, that sort of thing, I think it's an excellent idea. I obviously have bigger extractors. We've got the big ducted one over here. We've got the smaller charmwood over there that I run the table saw on, and everything works great for that. So it's not a huge issue for me. I usually use it on the CNC machine or for general tidying around the workshop, but I do need to get myself a shop vac. So if you do have any recommendations for one, stick it in the comments below, because I would be very interested to hear what you guys are running. I'm not after like a super duper nice Festool type one, because we have the Festool down there, the little MIDI that runs my sander and everything. I'm just looking for like a beast wet dry back that, you know, where my car leaks and I need to hoover water out of it, that's what I've got going. And when I want to just smash it into things and tidy stuff up in the workshop, I'm not that too worried about it. I was never really worried about this until I realised how much they're going for on eBay, and then I'm like, well, I might sell it. You can see that we have hoovered up a little bit of dust in here. How do we open up? Oosh. But, like, not really a great deal. I think that's got more to do with the big hose. The big hose and not looking after it properly, trying to hoover up too much in one go or anything like that. I can imagine that it would probably be the same sort of thing. However, in reality, does it really matter if you hoover up a little bit too much? Just open this up, dump it in the bin and then carry on hoovering. I've filled this up like 3-4 times before this gets full. And like, obviously there's a massive difference in capacity compared to this and this. Especially considering this is my max line, whereas this is my max line. I do think if I was using this to do all the hoovering, this would have died a long time ago. This separates a huge amount of the heavy dust out. Even so, a lot of the fine dust, not a huge amount really goes into the filter. I take the filter out once a week, give it a quick blow with the airline, and that's fine. I don't need to do anything else with it. If I was going to improve on the system, like I said, probably stick it on a rolling trolley, shorten down the amount of hose here, go round, tape all the entrances, exits, tape up all the leaks like this, because this has enough of a vacuum when this is turned on. But, you know, obviously any sort of vacuum that's lost in like the entrances, exits, and the around the top here is going to reduce the amount of pull that you've got in your vacuum. But I'll show you now. Look how strong it is. Did you see it? Did you see it? Just watch it drop. Oh, I didn't work very well with it. I didn't work very well at all. But yeah, look, you can see it doesn't come undone anymore, and that's all the vacuum that's been pulled by this machine. You might wonder whether it's going to trash it. Like I said, I don't necessarily care. £15 for a motor. At some point, I think with a lot of the stuff, you know, I do a cost-benefit analysis on it. Cost-benefit analysis. And I'll sit there and be like, right, okay, if I get 6 months worth out of it and the motor blows, I'll stick another 15 quid motor in and get another 6 months out of it. I don't really care. You know, especially when some of the shop vacs are like 200-300 quid, which is mental. I know I've said this before, and I do really wish things were back to pre-COVID, because I'm getting so sick and tired of being absolutely rinsed when I go to buy anything. But I can imagine everybody else that's watching this is as fed up with it as I am. So we have to mend and make do and all that sort of nonsense, and this is a solid little option. If you have a spare vacuum cleaner going in your house, you know, an old one, you can always upgrade one for the missus. Not that I'm saying this only for the missus, but you know what I mean. Here I am stuck in 1945. You can always upgrade the one that you've got at home, take the old one, grab a drum from somewhere or a bucket, and pick up one of these cheapos off of Amazon, Temu, AliExpress, all that sort of nonsense for 20 quid, run it. and let me know what you think. I would highly recommend it. I think it's going to increase the longevity of the vacuum cleaner that you're using, or the shop vac or whatever. I think it makes the air a lot cleaner, makes your filters a lot cleaner. It creates a lot less hassle in the future. And all you have to do then is just empty the one drum and bin it. The only recommendations that I would make if you're looking to do this is what you want to do. Oh, God, that was a tight fit in there. What you want to do is obviously the external part, or the external diameter of the part that's going to go into it. Make sure that that fits, or at least if it's a little bit bigger, you know, you can wrap it in duct tape, pop it in there and then tighten it up. Same thing with this one. You can see we've got loads of tape wrapped around here just to stop it from coming out. And I think really that's just the major thing. You find yourself a drum, you can find a bucket, you can find the little food grade buckets, you can find the car wash buckets with the lids. If you get one of them, what might happen is it might pull the bucket in. The best thing to do there is just cut like a donut, a ring out of some plywood or MDF, sink it in there and it'll just stop it from collapsing. All right, so that's my 2 cents with making a vacuum cleaner based Cyclone dust system. I would highly recommend it, especially if you get the vacuum for free or on cheap. This cheap, everything's cheap, right? Super simple, super easy, doesn't cost you a bomb of money, and it'll work for you. All right, you let me know below what you think. If you have any recommendations, you let me know, because I'm always open for a build idea. And yeah, you have a great day, take it easy, enjoy your weekend, all right? See you on the next one.